My name is Tammy Anderson Liddell, and I live on Tybee Island at 1202 Highway 80. I just shared with the Orange Crush Gathering on April 21st, 2012. I wanted to form my own opinions about the event and not rely on what I heard from social media and the Tybee Coconut Telegraph. What I saw was a large crowd of young people having fun, doing what young people do at the beach, dancing, drinking, listening to music, people watching. The very same things that my own children do when they come to this beach. They're grown. I walked to the pier, hung out on the pavilion, walked through the north parking lot, and looked at the cars. I was treated the same way that everyone else was treated. Some people asked me to take pictures with their groups with their phones, and some just talked or said hi as I passed through the crowd. I heard "excuse me" and "I'm sorry ma'am" as someone bumped into me. I heard profanity and other things that I didn't approve of, but I hear that every weekend on Tybee. I ignored it and kept moving. The parking lot was very littered, and I did see more people drop their trash on the ground in plain sight, which I usually don't see. Then I went to the beach. I am a litter Nazi, and I freaked out. There was garbage everywhere, and the tide was coming in. My main concern was the glass. Working in the hotel industry, I've seen pet feet each and every season that I've worked on this island, from the spotted glass. I ran along the tide line, grabbing as much glass as I could, and tossed it up on the soft sand, because we all know when the tide's coming in, it just buries that glass. I have a grandson. I don't want him playing in that. I don't want his feet cut. I don't want anyone or anybody's children to experience that, and it's really terrible. I spent until sunset using 2 coolers that I found left on the beach picking up glass. I filled 4 nearly empty blue garbage barrels with glass. I decided while picking up the glass that this gathering needs to change. I was asked what I was doing by some, and gave those who asked what I was doing my usual cut feet, beach ecology, harming marine life speech, and some walked away, some helped, and some just looked amazed that I even cared. I made an effort to pick up promotional material just farther on the beach and do research on social media and found many of the self-proclaimed promoters. I reached out to these promoters, rap artists, DJs, and anyone that I could find that attached their name to this event. I asked them how they felt about the condition of the beach and the parking lot. I told them that there were ways to structure this event and proper channels that they had to go through to hold this event on Tybee. All of the people that I spoke to were interested. All of the people I spoke to have claimed that they will form a committee and do this properly. I have given out the number of City Hall and Tybee Island Tourism Liaison that can provide them with the information that they need to properly run a successful gathering or event. However it is structured in the future, I believe that we as citizens of Tybee have to accept that Orange Crush is going to happen, and join hands with promoters and entertainers and all become part of the solution. The lines of communications have been opened. The light switches have been turned on. I say we try to have a little faith that this year will be the last year that Orange Crush is dreaded by the citizens of Tybee, and work towards a positive solution. I have heard nothing but willingness with my ears, from Orange Crush attendees that they want changes too. So let's educate, not hate. Let's get this moving in the right direction. Let's help, not hurt. Let's become the solution to the pollution that ended up on the shores of Tybee this weekend, and quite often other weekends too. Thank you for your time.
Anyone else wishing to address council at this time?
Mayor, council, I talked to the city attorney the other day. I'd like to introduce my daughter Megan. Although I know the general topic of her address. I don't know the specifics, and I want to make sure that I'm fully transparent. Name?
My name is Megan Gruber Edgerly. I live on Blue Academy. Mr. Mayor, council members, city officials, good evening. I have a few things I would like to speak about tonight. I'll do my best to keep it short and to the point. Let me first begin with the amount of police officers, or lack thereof, that were present during last weekend's event. It was obvious to myself, as well as many other Tybee residents, that there should have been more. The 19 paid officers we have were clearly not enough to handle the crowd on Saturday, which is why I assume others were called in. I would like to know where the other 50 officers, as I was informed of last night, were located. Were they completely oblivious to the amount of laws being broken on our beach, or did they just not care to enforce them? Local TV stations have shown participants with bottles and grills, dogs, fires, and a DJ on Tybee. How is it they can see these lawbreakers, but no one else could? Were they actually patrolling the beach at all, is my question. It was clear to me that the blind eye was definitely turned, and as a citizen of Tybee, I feel my safety, my family's safety, and the safety of all of Tybee's residents was jeopardized. There were guns fired, there was a high-speed chase on Butler, urination on businesses, homes, public property, cabs at local restaurants and bars that were walked out on, and yes, this does happen down here a lot. However, I feel like, the blind eye again was turned. There should have been much more done. However, the proverbial ball has yet again been dropped by Tybee officials. Let's turn the page to the amount of vehicles that were illegally parked throughout South End and other ends of the island. How many of them were ticketed? As I did my Tybee tour at 6:30 that evening, I did not see very many. This past weekend's event has been compared to that of Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day. I would like to remind you that these holidays bring in excess of 40,000 plus people to our island. They also bring in thousands for local businesses, and of course, the city. How much did Orange Crush bring? Some are comparing the amount of trash left on the beach to that of a holiday weekend. Again, holiday weekends pack 2 to 3 times the amount of people, not to mention the majority follow the rules and pick up after themselves. In closing, I would like to say I'm not opposed to the idea of Orange Crush at all. I am, however, opposed to the complete neglect, disrespect, and lack of enforcement shown at last weekend's event. I am not opposed to anyone, no matter their race, color, sex, creed, or age, having a good time on Tybee. That is, after all, why most of us moved here. All I ask is that the law stand true to all, no matter what event is being held on Tybee Island. Thank you.
Anyone else? Yes, sir.
I am Akeem McMichael, and my address is 10612 Abercorn Street, Savannah, Georgia. I'm going to be real brief with this and throw myself out there as a person who cleaned up my trash on the beach. But I want to say to the mayor, to the citizens of Tybee Island, that for the immature individuals that were on the beach that day, that we are sorry. And you have to also take into consideration there were young, immature minds on the beach that day, that the harassment and the name calling and nitpicking was heard and it was hurtful. But we hear you, we're going to work together. So we are apologetic, we are sorry that it happened to the beach and everything of that nature, because this is God's earth and God has made it for everybody. So it doesn't matter if it's the beach, downtown, wherever it is, we should come together and work together, and we are sorry that it happened.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else wishing to address any item on the agenda other than the public hearing?